Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of CurtDogg's Classics. I'm your host, CurtDogg, of course, and you're listening to a segment where I reminisce about some of my favorite video game tunes of all time from Nintendo's past. Actually, this week is going to be a little bit different. I know I said that last week when I was talking about my experiences with Link's Awakening DX, but actually this week is fairly different from my previous episodes. This week I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite movies of all time, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was a Disney movie under their Touchstone label, which was a big crossover between Looney Tunes and Disney characters. It was set in like a fictional 1940s, 1930s Hollywood, where cartoons were actually living, creatures that came from Toontown and went to Hollywood to go to work and stuff. And as I really liked the movie as a kid, I enjoyed it way, way more, now that I've grown up and started understanding a lot more of the jokes, not only the jokes, but all the references to Looney Tunes and, just the animation scene in general. As a kid, I really liked Looney Tunes and Disney and all that stuff. And if you know me, I'm still a big fan of all those old shorts. I'm just fascinated by just all those Looney Tunes, the Merry Melodies, whatever they called the Disney shorts. I don't even know if they had an official name for them, but watching that movie a few years ago and finally understanding a lot of the references they made was just absolutely mind-blowing. And not to say that, a movie can be carried on references alone, but the whole movie was just brilliantly written and just remains to be one of my favorite movies of all time, just for that reason. Now, as I watched that movie as a kid over and over, I was really, really excited to find that there was an actual video game based on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I rented it from the store and was incredibly let down. Well, let down in the sense that I just had no idea what to do. Because like I said in the previous episode, I didn't have a filter for knowing that there could possibly be a bad video game. I just thought, there was just something I wasn't understanding. And this is actually a pretty cool story. Like, back when I was a kid, when I was playing video games, or basically any situation, but this in particular was relating to video games. Like, my dad would not let me give up on anything, which I really appreciate him doing for me, like in any situation. But especially when it came to video games, I just thought something was too hard, and I just give up. And my dad would not let me give up, despite because back then we didn't really have like a concept of a game possibly being poorly designed. There was no internet to give us like objective reviews or anything like that, or get advice from other people, unless it was just word of mouth, and nobody I knew ever had the game or even played the game. So we just figured there was just something we were doing wrong, and it wasn't really something we were doing wrong. It was just the game just poorly presented itself and just gave us absolutely no clue on what to do. And yeah, it was just incredibly frustrating. I honestly had no idea what to do, but my dad was just so persistent not to give up. And, well, that was until he tried playing it and gave up. But yeah, very frustrating game. I do not recommend anyone playing it if you're a fan of the movie, but if you haven't seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, definitely go pick it up from Amazon or wherever it's selling it. I don't even know if stores are even selling the movie anymore, but Amazon is probably your best bet because it is one of the best movies of all time. It's brilliantly written, and if you're a fan of Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes, Disney, then you will not be disappointed at all. So I'm going to leave you guys with a tune from the Roger Rabbit NES game. So yeah, later days.